All right, so I think this is recording. Hey, this time we want to work backwards. They give us the graph, and we want to eventually come up with the equation, but sometimes it's tough to just jump right in and knock the equation off without building it up, without thinking about it a little bit. So I'm going to look at my range, my max and min values here. I can see, and I'm going to, that this graph is sandwiched between y equals -4 and y equals +2. And I know my center line is at the center of this. So 2 plus a -4 is -2, and half of -2 is -1. So my center line is right here at y equals -1. And my maximum is up here if I is 3 units away, and 3 units below this I'm here at -4. So this is telling me that my amplitude is 3. I can count it, 1, 2, 3. I know my center line is here at -1. All right. So they're telling me it's a sine curve, and I want to find my starting point. So it's right here, because I can see that my basic cycle for the sine curve goes up, comes down, and then when it comes back to that center line, right here is the start and end of my cycle. So the length from here to here on the x-coordinate is the length of my period. This has an x-coordinate of pi, this has an x-coordinate of 0, and pi minus 0. My period is pi. Alright, the coordinates of this starting point, this xy, has an x-coordinate at 0 and has a y-coordinate at -1. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Let's start thinking about how we're going to write this equation. Alright, my amplitude is always positive, and there was no reflection across this. So sometimes, even though this amplitude is 3, sometimes you'll have a -3 here if there was a reflection across the x-axis. But I know my sine curve goes up right away from crossing the center line up to a max. So my amplitude there is 3. Now, I know that there was a horizontal compression, that normally my my period is 2 pi. So it's 2 pi divided by b gave me pi. Well, that means that b has to be 2. So I have the sine of 2x here. Okay. Now this c is when we have a shift to the left or to the right, but our sine curve there, yeah, it got shifted down, but it didn't get shifted left or right. That c is 0, and we typically don't write +0. I mean, you can if you want. All right, now I know my center line was -1. So there's my equation. Y equals 3 times the sine of the quantity 2x minus 1. So if you were to go to graph that on that Desmos graphing calculator, make sure you close off that parenthesis. Don't include that -1 in that argument. So there's our number 10. Hey, I hope that helps.